Welcome to my study today. I wish you a very happy new year. I wish. That's a useful phrase, and if only. Shall we take a closer look? Oh, and at the end of the video, there's an exercise for you to practice. So, let's get started. We use wish when we want to talk about things that we want to be different. Sometimes they're imaginary, but look at this situation. I don't know her name. And he can say, I wish I knew her name. He uses wish. Sometimes we use that, but in modern English it's beginning to disappear. So he could have said, I wish that I knew her name, but that is going in modern English. And an unreal past. Now we discussed unreal past when we looked at conditionals, didn't we? And we called it the subjunctive. So new here is an unreal past. Here's another example. I haven't finished my homework. Oh, I wish I had finished it. I invested all my money and lost it. I wish I hadn't invested all my money. Unfortunately, I did. It's no good wishing now, is it? We can talk about wishing in past time, and we replace wish with wished. He wished he knew her name, which is a past simple, but knew doesn't change. It still stays as an unreal past. And this is for something which wasn't true at the time of the wish. Something earlier or further back in the past can be expressed like this. He wished at that particular time he had known her name, and here we use a past perfect. This one looks a little complicated, but it isn't really. Future in the past. And if you read it like this, you can understand. He wished, back in the past, something nice would happen in the future. So we call that one future in the past. I'll talk a little more about would in a moment. If you want to report what somebody said when they say I wish in an indirect speech, we do it like this. I wish I lived nearer a swimming pool, said John. I would report that like this. John said he wished he lived nearer a swimming pool. I've changed the pronoun from I to he, but I haven't changed the unreal past. It's still lived in both cases, so you have to be a bit careful with that. If you'd like to study a little more about reported speech, I'll put a link to my previous video below. You have to be careful about using would following wish. I don't like it, said the chef. I wish you liked my soup. And I've used the unreal past, liked. I can't say here, I wish you would like my soup. So be careful with would following wish. But here's a situation which is a little different, because we're dealing with a fact. He keeps shouting. That's a fact. And if I want to use wish, I can use would or a negative following wish. I wish he wouldn't keep shouting. This is really because it's what he wants to do and I don't want him to do it. So it's a slightly different situation from the previous example. I wish he wouldn't keep shouting. Look at this. A future action. We wish you would come to see us tomorrow. And here we're really requesting the person to be willing to do something, which is why we can use would. We wish you would come to see us tomorrow. Be willing to. Wish can sometimes be used in a formal way, especially in business English and notices. The structure is wish plus sometimes an object, but not always, and a to infinitive. We wish to inform our customers we are closed for holidays. So we have simply here wish plus an infinitive, no object. Do you wish me to pay this bill now? Me is an object, so we have the structure wish, object, and to infinitive. Sometimes wish can be followed by two objects. And this phrase at this time of the year is very appropriate. I wish you, object, a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. The noun phrase is also an object. So in this sentence we have two objects. Wish on its own can express a hope or a desire, an offer to help. We understand your wish to help, but, well, he doesn't really need it, does he? And the plural, wishes, is very useful for saying goodbye in a letter or an email. Simply sign the letter, best wishes, and your name follows, in this case, Charles. Best wishes, Charles. Sometimes you need to express a strong wish, perhaps with some emotion, or even a regret. And you can do that in the present tense like this. Ah, if only I knew her name, but I don't. It still uses the unreal past, I knew. And you can express it in a past tense. Ah, if only I had known her name, but I didn't. And here we're using the past perfect. But you can see it's more emotional than just simply saying I wish. Oh, if only. We need to apply the same rules to would. If only he would play some modern tunes. And it's like saying if only he would be willing to, which is why we can use the would. And in exclamations, would is quite useful. Oh dear, if only he wouldn't snore so loudly. I can use didn't here, the other auxiliary. If only he wouldn't snore so loudly. Be willing not to snore. If only is very useful when you regret something. If only I had been more careful, I wouldn't have broken my leg. Now, if you look at this closely, you will see this is actually a third conditional. And you can look back to the previous video to check out how we structure the third conditionals. Now, here's an example of an English proverb which uses wish. Be careful what you wish for. So if you've enjoyed my lesson, could I ask you to please subscribe below and ring that bell? Thanks. Now here's an exercise for you to practice. Exercise 1. Fill in the blanks with the correct form of the verb. Exercise 1. Answers. Next time we look at how to use the phrase in case. So, may I wish a Happy New Year to all my subscribers. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe below and I'll see you next time. Bye.